Just to be very clear, you're describing this trade-off. You are effectively acknowledging that people making less than $1 million could see their taxes go up. I just want to be very clear. Is that a yes?
I'm saying that we'd be paying for healthcare in a different way.
That wasn't a no, and that's what makes this so interesting. You see, Michigan Senate Abdul El-Sayed is promising free healthcare for all, but we all know someone still has to pay for it. So when Kristen Welker presses him on who that will be, his response raises even bigger questions. Just watch.
I'm going to ask you a question pretending that I'm from Dearborn, Michigan, and I'm 43 years of age. I have a wife and 2 children. One in elementary school, one in high school. I work paycheck to paycheck. My wife and I both work paycheck to paycheck. If one of my kids ever got sick, we're done. What are you going to do for me?
Make Medicare free and universal if you increase taxes. So if you are elected and make this push, would you need to increase taxes?
As I've said across this campaign, I am for taxing billionaires their wealth.
What about people who make less than $1 billion and less than $1 million, though, Dr. El-Sayed? What about people making less than $1 million?
So for the average person, and you look at your W-2, if you're an employee who gets paid every 2 weeks or 4 weeks, after you pay your taxes, the next biggest check that comes off the top of your pay stub is to your health insurance company. So imagine instead of paying that to your health insurance company, whose CEO makes $20 million a year, instead you paid a little bit more in taxes for healthcare that you wouldn't lose if you lost your job or turned 26 or got married or got divorced. I think all of us would be a lot more interested in that kind of a system if we knew that our healthcare would be free at the point of care and would be free without having to worry about losing it in general. So there's an opportunity here, I think, to trade what we give to a big corporation who gets to decide who we get to see and who we don't for a little bit more paid into FICA. And I think that's a trade that's worth making. I think the broader public understands that that's a trade worth making, considering how many people are holding medical debt, 1/3 of all Michigan households right now.
Just to be very clear, you're describing this trade-off. You are effectively acknowledging that people making less than $1 million could see their taxes go up. I just want to be very clear. Is that a yes?
I'm saying that we'd be paying for healthcare in a different way. Instead of paying a health insurance company whose CEO makes $20 million, I would much rather pay for durable healthcare into a government, which, of course, we all know provides healthcare for seniors who need healthcare the most. So if I'm trading paying a CEO to make more money or paying government to guarantee me healthcare.
Well, it sounds like he said the quiet part out loud, and many of us already know what free healthcare actually means, which is it's not actually free. If you have to pay more money through taxes, instead of paying an insurance company, you're still paying more money, right? So with all that in mind, let's hear what happens when CNN's Jake Tapper asks him the obvious question of, does his vision of Medicare for all mean the end of private health insurance?
In your vision of Medicare for all, would that be the end of private health insurance?
Okay, before we hear his response to Tapper's question, he's already given us a pretty clear idea of what this actually means for private health insurance.
So what does Medicare for All do? It would cover everybody from cradle to grave. So you would not have people who are uninsured because you have one insurer for everybody. That one insurer can negotiate on our behalf to reduce the prices of healthcare so healthcare costs don't go up every year. Because you only have one insurer, all of this game between healthcare providers and health insurers to negotiate these prices that make sure that they all win, that game goes away because there's one price and it's dictated by Medicare. And so being able to keep the general price down is going to save us huge amounts of money over time. Now look, let me tell you why people are against this. It's not because they don't agree with you and me. It's because they're afraid of the insurance industry and are willing to be bent by it. I'm just not. Like, zero left to give for the insurance industry, for the pharmaceutical industry, for all of these folks who figure out how to pick our pockets simply because we get sick. I mean, it is the cruelest aspect.
So he has 0 F's to give, but let's see if he holds that same energy with Tapper.
In your vision of Medicare for all, would that be the end of private health insurance?
No, not necessarily. I travel the state and I talk to union members all the time who say, look, we gave up increases in wages to be able to win good health care, and we're worried about what that might mean. To me, Medicare for All is not about what it takes away. It's about what it offers. guaranteed health insurance from cradle to grave that you don't lose by turning 26 or turning 65 or getting married, getting divorced, getting a job, losing a job. It's there for you as you need it, and it will be good wherever you need to get your health care. It's not about taking anything away. It's about adding the guarantee, the security of having health insurance in your life in the way that seniors across this country have been able to benefit from. And it would make this more sustainable for seniors as well. The best single thing you could do to make Medicare more sustainable for our seniors is to make sure young people who tend to pay more into the system than they take out are in that system instead of paying money into the pockets of health insurance CEOs.
People are stupid. This politics of no translation is going to be the way forward.
No, for sure.
Money out of politics, money in your pocket, Medicare for all. No one has to decipher what the hell that means.
That and also, I just want people.
This is where I think you really have to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Because what exactly is the end goal here? It seems like every little problem they have gets the same exact solution, which is to take more money from the people and give it to the government. But how exactly is taking more of someone's paycheck and giving the government more control over their healthcare supposed to make them more independent? This sounds less like freedom and a lot more like dependency with better marketing. And where exactly is this confidence coming from that the government can manage this better? They're talking about creating an enormous government healthcare system with massive amounts of spending, regulations, employees, contractors, paperwork, billing, and administration. And somehow we're supposed to believe that all of this is going to become more efficient just because the government will be in charge. It's so easy for them to promise people something that they can make sound free, as long as they don't actually have to explain who's going to be paying for it. But the truth is, somebody has to pay for it. And we just found out exactly who that somebody is. And it's not some magical government bank account. It's us, the taxpayer. And did you catch the wordplay when he said free at the point of care? I'm sorry, but what does that actually mean? Because if we're paying more in taxes every single paycheck to fund it, then how exactly is it free? That's not free. That's more like prepaid. And I love how they always make it sound so harmless. Oh, don't worry, it's free. Free healthcare for all is so compassionate. But once again, as with many other words, they've somehow managed to change the definition of free. And apparently the new definition of free is you pay more when you aren't looking. But then again, I guess that's one way to sell a tax increase. And just imagine the nightmare of having to deal with government healthcare bureaucracy for everything. Oh, you need a routine medical exam? Wonderful. Please take a number and wait patiently while 17 departments determine whether you're eligible or not. But hey, at least it's free at the point of care, right? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Your support really helps the channel grow and it's greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.